One, two, one, two. This is the first time I'm going live. I'm just testing it out. So excuse me if I get in and get out real quick. I got to pick up my kid from school, so I don't have time to do a full record and then upload. I want to talk about this freedom rally. Why an anti vaccine mandate trucker convoy called the Freedom Rally is driving across Canada. Hopefully, my audio is okay. Again, this is just a test. This is the first time I've ever done a live. A convoy of truckers is traveling across Canada to protest new federal vaccine requirements for cross border essential workers. Supporters driving in their own vehicles have joined for parts of the journey to protest the mandates, while others have donated millions of dollars through Gofundme to help finance the convoy. Live streams are on Facebook. This is a big deal. The reason why I want to cover this is I just have this feeling like we're watching historically during this moment what will be the most impactful or known as the biggest protest of this time. Just Trudeau said, just 6 more sleeps. This is from January 23rd, till Ottawa becomes the largest truck stop in the world. That's the destination. Mandate freedom. Uh, I have never supported truckers more than in my life. What is this convoy? On Sunday, January 23rd, hundreds of big rig trucks embarked for Ottawa from Vancouver in protest. Great idea. Because as you're leading up to the 29th, when they're going to arrive at the Capitol with this freedom rally, you're gaining more support. And I'm talking about it on the 26th. They're gaining more momentum leading up to the 29th. And it's just a peaceful protest. That's all it is. So what is the vaccine mandate? If you're not familiar, there's two of them that I'm going to talk about. The first was announced in November. This was from Canada. Just came into effect on January 15th. Requires Canadian truckers to be, wait for it, doubly vaccinated. These terms are so hilarious. Doubly, triple E, quadruple E. Like, what are we doing here? Doubly vaccinated in order to avoid having to quarantine for 14 days when returning from the United States. Truckers had previously been exempt from border vaccination requirements as essential service providers. The U.S. also implemented a similar mandate, which went into effect on January 22nd. The protesting truckers, what are they demanding? They're demanding that the federal government drop the vaccine mandate. Our current government is implementing rules and mandates that are destroying the foundation of our business, industries, and livelihoods, and then also the supply chain. And I would not assume that these things are accidents. Our leaders are many things, but idiots are not one of them. Some of them maybe. So let me be clear. But in general, they're not stupid people. So if they're not stupid, if it's not by accident, there is some type of bigger agenda here. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce has also argued that the federal government has not produced statistics showing that truck drivers are a major source of infections. Do not go down that route. I don't care what you show as a statistic, and I can't speak for Canada because I don't know all their laws and as well as the US. But when you come up from a United States standpoint, that still would not justify mandates at all, in my opinion. Now, the Canadian Trucking Alliance has condemned the protest. They strongly disapprove of any protests on public roads, highways, or bridges. There haven't been any issues so far. There really haven't been that I've seen people complaining, a lot of people complaining about it. They've been very careful to not be in the way for emergency vehicles and all that kind of stuff. But so the Trucking Alliance is against them. Now, they called for the mandate to be delayed until supply chains improve. No, we don't delay mandates, we squash them. So, how do the political leaders feel about this? Well, we know Justin Trudeau, he defends the federal government decision. We obviously knew that that was going to happen. Let's take a step back. Back in 2020, March 31st, this is like right right after things started popping off. Justin Trudeau tweeted, "While many of us are working from home, there are others who aren't able to do that, like the truck drivers who are working day and night to make sure our shelves are stocked. So when you can, please thank a trucker for everything they're doing and help them however you can." And I said, early on in the pandemic, world leaders hadn't gotten their marching orders yet. They don't even sound like the same people. And not only Justin Trudeau, many others are, they're touting the exact same stuff we're seeing from the US and Austria, Australia, all these other countries. They have the exact same take. It's very scary how similar they sound. There's not even much nuance that's different. The conservative leader over there, Aaron O'Toole, has dodged questions, but they say this article said they dodged questions on whether or not he supports the convoy. But to me, it sounded like he supported it. He said, we can advocate for vaccines, but also advocate for people to not lose their home or livelihood. So unless I missed something, he seemed pretty clear on it. We talked about GoFundMe. They got 4.6 million at the time that I've seen this in this article, but GoFundMe is withholding the funds. No surprise there. I don't know what went into the decision to use GoFundMe. I'm not familiar with all the different platforms that do this type of fundraising, but I'm not surprised. GoFundMe's like, we're not going to give you the money just yet. We're going to have to see how you're going to use it. So I don't know if that's legit or not, but it's not a surprise to see GoFundMe hesitate on this one. From a trucker, Facebook post, facts that media is not sharing. The trucking convoy is not anti-vaccination. It is an anti-government mandate. We have to keep on reiterating this because establishment corporate leftists control the language and they call you anti-V. No, 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 no. Anti-mandate is not the same thing as anti-V. If you want to go get the V, go get it. Talk to your doctor, your family, friends. You make the final decision. Nobody is saying you shouldn't be able to do that. This trucker said, many of us have the V. We simply believe that every Canadian should be free to choose and face no discrimination or restrictions on their freedom due to their choice. I never knew Canada. Stand up. I didn't know. I did not know Canada had this in them. Stand up. The Canadian Trucking Alliance is a spineless private organization that does not speak for us. That addressed that earlier comment I read. No more lockdowns, no more forced Vs. And yes, it is forced when you choose between an injection, a syringe you don't want, and your ability to feed yourself. Truckers will not block emergency vehicles at any point ever and will even assist any person in need at any point in the convoy or protest. Safety plans are in place. Drivers have been briefed and signed documents at their respective checkpoints. At the time of this tweet or Facebook post, the money raised was over 4 million. Last I saw, over 4.6 million will be distributed. Following a strict procedure, drivers must register, check in with their respective road captains, and submit receipts in order to be reimbursed. All remaining funds will be donated to a Veterans Association in Canada. So I'm going to end with some comments on it, and I got to get out. I really got to get my son, so I apologize. I'm not even going to be able to look at comments or anything. I have never seen such an enormous convoy before. I didn't even know such amounts of freedom-loving Canadians existed. This is more than a protest. That's the exact same feeling I'm getting. I'm hearing numbers that sound huge. Truckers for Freedom, convoyreports.com. I'm hearing like 500,000, 600,000. I'm hesitant because I don't want to be disappointed, because if it's not that much, it still could be a success. So I'd rather sell it as low than set high expectations. there's nothing in the world right now to me that almost, I know not in every case, but it almost solidifies that you're doing the right thing if somebody calls you far right, if somebody calls you a xenophobe, if somebody calls you a white supremacist or being friendly to white supremacists. It's almost like if you're not called that, so everyone who's called that's not doing a good thing. But if you're not called that, then you're probably not standing on the right side of history. This article, hundreds of truckers set off from BC to Ottawa in freedom rally. What many have not reported is that among the participants of this anti-mandate, at least they said anti-mandate convoy are far right and various other xenophobic groups and elements. They're losing the grip so hard on this narrative. And Theo Fleury was laughing too. All the buzzwords in this tweet. Take a look in the mirror. You are one of the biggest reasons the media absolutely is a part of this. Why there are 50,000 truckers heading your way. Lies, lies, lies. We are a peaceful movement. The old Canadian way. I need to read up on Canada. I didn't know there was an old Canadian way. Your wokeism is not a movement, it's insanity. I'm going to end with this. Propaganda, to be effective, must be believed. To be believed, it must be credible. To be credible, it must be true. The smear campaign you are attempting to run is not true. We see you. Look out on the 29th for this freedom convoy. Much respect. Let's stick together. I apologize. Oh, I appreciate the comments. Appreciate super chat, Eileen. I would stick around, but my wife's gonna kill me if I don't get my son, and they have to put him in that office built in the office by himself because your parent didn't come in time. But thank you all for watching. Hopefully the audio was good. A lot of people in the States, Lynn, don't have an idea what's going on. The media is not covering it a lot. And when they do cover it, it's not in a good way. For me, I'm also thinking about what can I do to support. I might donate. I have not yet. I'm just thinking about what is the best way to support a movement like this. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care.